So we are studying Linux as a foundation to our journey to become DevOps and cloud computing engineer because Linux is an open source operating system and it is known for its variety of importance, the flexibility, the ability to modify the code and use it in any environment to suit the team, the ability of its multi-functionality, the ability of its uh, user friendliness, and the ability of security and data tracking, and also the ability of multi-users. So that is why we study Linux. So we study Linux to be able to set up a good environment for every project that we work as a team. It is able to give us the ability to structure our team, give permissions, and deny permissions to the users according to their different privileges. That's why we are studying Linux. And to work with Linux, Linux is just a reflection of anything you can do on your physical Windows computer using the graphical user interface. But with the Linux environment, you're going to use the command line interface, which means that everything you do on your normal computer, is it to create a file, is it to create a folder, is it to rename the file name, is it to rename the folder name, is it to copy one file from one place to another, is it to transfer files from one area to another in your computer, is to download things, is to do anything, everything that you do on your normal Windows computer or your Mac OS, we can repeat the same thing with using Linux. But the only difference is that with Linux, we are mostly going to be using commands to do them. You understand me, Brace?
Yes, sir.
So you are mostly going to be using the commands to do that. And that is the reason why for you to be able to become a Linux administrator, then you must understand and master the Linux commands to do certain tasks. It's just like we already know. Nobody don't need to tell you that to create a folder on your computer, you need to right click, then go to new, then create it. No one needs to tell you that for you to delete a folder, you need to right click on the folder, then select delete and delete it. Nobody needs to tell you that, okay, for you to change the location of a particular folder, for example, carry this folder here and put it here. Nobody needs to tell you that. You already know. It's because as you are experienced with your using your computer, you already know certain things and how to do them. So that's why we are learning this new Linux system to know how to do anything that we do on our computer using the commands. And the only way to do it is to practice. Because there are some people that if you give them this computer, they will not be able to delete this file because they don't know anything. So for you to master how to use Linux, how to do all these things, is just for you to keep practicing, keep practicing. Since you may mostly run commands, it is a little bit going to be confusing because you need to learn multiple commands. But as you do it frequently, you become used to it and it becomes very, very fun to work using that command or those commands. So we are going to continue from where we ended. I'll just share my screen. Okay, I'm already sharing my screen. I'll just go to here. Let's see. Let me know if I have the use command here. So I was saying that these commands, we have several commands that we can search, like ls stands for listing, and it helps us to see files and directories on our current directory we are found in. But we have more advanced ls commands that we can look at. Now, every ls command that we are going to see apart from this will depend on what we want to achieve. For example, if you have, let's say your HRO or maybe your senior DevOps engineer gives you a task to check maybe the owner of a particular folder, or a file, or let's say check the user ID of a particular folder. If you run just ls, you will not see it because ls will only list the folders and the directories without giving details. But if you run ls-a, it's going to show you more details because here it shows you only on hidden folders and files. But below it's going to show you, if you run this command, it's going to show you hidden folders and files, then on hidden folders and files. But yet it will not still solve the problem because they have asked you to look at the user, the owner of the files, and the user ID of the folder. So if you run this one, it is going to show you achieve that. But assuming they want you to look at a hidden one, you must run this other command. So we have different commands. We have ls to see on hidden files and directories, ls-a to see hidden and unhidden files and directories, ls-lt to see unhidden files and directories plus details, ls-ltr to see hidden files and directory plus details but in a reverse order, as in from the oldest to the latest, ls-la now to see both hidden, unhidden folders and files plus details. So every step of the way, you use the list command according to what you want to achieve or what you want to see. Okay, that is it. So the next command we can see, we have the clear command. We already know what the clear command is all about. So if we scroll down, we already know what cd is all about, right? ls/home is to check. Okay, good. We have ls/home. So remember, we have created users in the system. ls/home enables us to see the number of users that we have created. So when I run ls/home, I will see that on this system, we have Kenny as a user, then we have Prof Jack as a user. So we have 2 users on this system that are created. We have 2 users. Yes. cd to change directory, we already know that. The next command that we have is cd space dot dot, as in cd space dot dot. cd space dot dot is very important because it takes you one step behind. This command takes you a step behind. So in our normal Linux or physical computer, for example, on our Windows system, we are on desktop. We take one step forward to enter the folder called October 31st. We are currently in the October 31st folder. But now, if we want to go back, for example, let me make, oh, sorry, I wanted to make it a little bit. Let me create another folder here. Then I enter the folder. Let's say txt. Then I cancel it like this. I am on desktop. I enter the folder. That's one step inside. Then in the folder called October 31st, I see another folder called text. I enter the folder again. So currently, I am on desktop and then in October 31st and then in text. So if I want to go one step behind from here, I click my back arrow, isn't it? Is it right?
Yes, sir.
So I go one step behind. So I'm currently in October. So I've left this one. So if I click here, I enter it, then I click one step behind, I go back. So in the same way, with our DevOps Linux system, currently, if I run cd, it clear my screen. Now I am on my desktop page, which is the home page. That's why if I run pwd, I'll see home. But now, if I cd means I change directory to October 31st. I've entered October 31st. But now, if I run ls, I'll see France. Then I cd into France. Okay, cd into France. I've entered France. That's why you see October, then I'm in France. So if I run ls, I'll not see anything because there's nothing in France. But if I want to go one step behind, meaning I want to leave from France, then I stay back in October, just the way I was here. I do cd space dot dot. It takes me back to October. Then if I do cd space dot again, it takes me again back to my normal dashboard, to my normal home page, which is my desktop. But now I begin to see something. If I cd into October, then I cd into France. So, and then I don't want to do this 2 times, as in do cd space dot dot and move from France to October. Then I do cd space dot dot, then I move, because I can be in so many directories at once. Then I cannot be typing cd space dot dot, cd dot dot, cd space dot dot up to the point where I leave all the folders. So I can do this and do what cd tilt like this, or I do normal cd just empty. And I hit enter. You just remove me from all the stuff. Then I come back to my desktop normally. I hope that one is understood.
Okay, sir.
Mhm. So the next command that we are going to look at, if we scroll down, is the move command. And I said the last time, I'm sure that we saw the move commands, but I'm just going to explain it to him. I'm going to just share this particular note for us to use all the examples there. So let's take, for example, we create, I'll clear my screen. Let's make a directory called Facebook. Make a directory called Facebook. Good. So we have the directory called Facebook. If I run ls, I'm going to say directory called Facebook. That's it. Then we decide to what? Move command. Move means move or rename. That means move command refers to two types of, that means the move command can do two functions. You can either move or you can rename. C'est-à-dire, move command peut travailler en donc ça peut faire deux
Deux
fonctions,
choses à la fois.
deux choses à la fois, oui. Soit nous utilisons ça pour renommer un fichier ou un
Dossier.
répertoire. Mhm.
Mhm.
Ou bien on
Des-
peut transférer, déplacer. Mhm. So the move command can be used for displacement of a folder or a file, or to rename it. But now, I said the last time that there's a small trick that you need to know. When I run ls, or let me run ls-a, I'll see all the files that I have. Anyways, let me just run ls so that it will not confuse us. When I run ls, these are all the folders that I have here. I have Facebook, I have logo, I have Nova, then I have October 31st. So this one is a file. All the other three, they are folders. Assuming that these are all the folders and files I have here. Now, if I decide to say, okay, and in these folders, I have October 31st, they have Facebook. In Facebook, there's nothing, it's empty. And in October 31st, we have some things inside. But let's say I want to rename, logo. I want to remove this S from logos. Then I leave it logo. I can use the move command. Then I say logo. So don't worry about that. This forward slash. This forward slash is coming because I use the tab key. So I can still remove it. But you give a space. So you give a space and you give the new name logo. So you want to rename logos to logo.
Logo.
So you can use this command. Now, this function is going to, this move is going to rename it
Name.
only because logo normally exists already. Yeah. If logo did not exist, for example, let's say we want to do logos to logo. Now, logos does not exist. If I hit enter, it will tell me that cannot state logos, no such file or directory. So it cannot change because it cannot change a name that does not exist. You see? So I must be renaming something that exists. That's why I need to come back to this one. Then if I hit enter, whenever you don't see any error, means that it has executed the stuff. So if I run ls now, I'll discover that the logo that had S does not have S now. That is renaming. But now if I want to use this same move command to only displace pour faire un déplacement d'un fichier. So if I want to displace, maybe move from here, I want to remove this Nova and send it inside Facebook. I'll run the same MV, then I'll now do Nova, then I do Facebook. So I want to move Nova from its current position and send inside Facebook. Okay. Now, there is another simple trick here. I can only move what exists. So Nova exists, but I can only send Nova inside this Facebook when Facebook exists. But if Facebook does not exist, this move will act as rename. Let's say, for example, I want to move Nova to face. But because face is not amongst what I have here, this move will not act as displacing. It will instead act as renaming. So if I hit enter, you instead see that it's going to rename. So if I run ls now, you see that the Nova has changed to face instead. But if I decide to say, okay, I want to make this as a renaming, let's bring the face back to Nova. If I want to move this Nova and send it inside Facebook, then I must be sure that Facebook exists as a folder. So I do mv Nova, then face, then I hit enter. So if I run ls now, Nova is no more out. Now where is Nova? Nova is inside Facebook. And how do I see Facebook? If Nova is inside Facebook, I must seed into Facebook first. Then I hit enter. Then I ls inside Facebook. Then I'll see Nova. Then I can clear my screen. I hope that it's understood. The command moves.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So MRDIR. RMDR is RM stands for remove, then DR stands for directory. So if I am in the Facebook, then I decide to make a directory. And let's see SSH. Then if I run ls, I'll see SSH. But I say, oh, I made a mistake. I'm not supposed to keep this directory here. How do I delete it? You run rmdir SSH. You hit enter. If you ls down, it has disappeared. That is a function of that. So this is to delete a directory. Now, if you want to delete a file, rm is the command. Rm, then the name of the file. Now, let's say, for example, we want to touch a file in this directory. We touch a file, maybe sh hyphen text. Then if you ls, you see that you have created a file called ls hyphen text. But now, if you use rm
Prof,
dir.
can you explain that of touch SSH? Can you re-explain that? I can't comprehend it.
Touch
That
is
Command.
a
that remove that SSH to that touch SSH from where you start SSH. I didn't understand proper.
okay.
SSH is the name.
SSH is a okay. RMDR is a command to delete a folder, a directory, uniquely to delete a directory. So I make directory SSH. That means I have a directory called, we have created a folder called SSH. Then we are now using the command rmdir, which is the command uniquely for deleting a directory. So rmdir, the name of the directory, which is SSH. Then I'm able to delete it. That's why when we run ls, we could no more see the SSH because we have
Okay.
deleted it.
I can understand.
Yes, now we are now using touch command because we want to see the command to delete a file. The first one is to delete a directory, then this one is to delete a file. So for us to test this one, we must create a file. And I don't want to delete this file called Nova. That's why I decided to create another file called sh-text. So we have created a folder. So I want to test if we run rmdr, which is meant only to delete a folder, to delete this let's see for this. You see that even as I'm clicking, it's not working because there's no folder. This command is meant to delete, but this command rmdr is meant to delete a folder, and this is not a folder. This one is these are two files. So that's why it's not working. So even if I hit enter, it will tell me that okay, rmdr failed to remove ssh text, not a directory. But if I use rm, it's going to work. If I hit enter, it will delete it. If I run ls, I will not see. So rm is to delete a file uniquely, while rmdir is to delete a folder uniquely. Okay. Now, let's look at something. rm rf force remove, then the name of any folder or a file is going to delete it. So if you want to delete a file or a folder with a content, that means the folder has something inside. For example, if we create back make directory ssh, so we have ls, so we have a directory called ssh, but we cd into the directory called ssh, then we make another directory, or let's touch a file, let's touch a file called txt, and then demo. So we have created two files. So we hit ls, we are going to see in the ssh folder, we have demo and text txt. But now let's take one step behind and we stay inside Facebook. Then we clear our screen. Okay, we clear our screen. Then we ls. So we have the two files. We have SSH here. But do you know that if you run rmdir, let's see something. SSH, is it going to delete? They say fail to remove. Even though the rmdir is the right command to delete a folder, but it's not going to delete. Why? Because this directory is not empty. It has a file called demo and txt. So how then can you now delete this? Is where you can now run rm hyphen rf, then the name of the file. Then if you delete it now, you see that it's going to work. So this command is important. Rm, this one. Okay, very important.
That RF is what, sir?
It's a force remove option, this rf. So force remove.
I just wonder why is it not ROMF?
No, no, no. All right, so what we'll do is I'll stop the anyways, let's just continue with let half it once. So let's go down to other commands. We have the tree command. This command called a tree command. This tree command literally can give you an overview of everything that you have worked so far in a very clean sheet. So remember, I have created, if I do CD, then I run ls, I'll see that I have Facebook, yes. I have logo, yes. I have October, yes. But how do I know the things that are found in Facebook, logo, and October? I only have to CD into each of them to see. Then if there is something and in the folder there is another thing and in the other folder there is another thing, it means I'll keep seeding in each of them before I know each what is in each of the folders. But if I run the tree command can literally show me everything that is there. Now, Breeze, begin to see something, Breeze.
Yes, sir.
Now, I ran the tree command and they say not found. Did you mean tree
TT3.
from what, so, whatever? But then they say if I want to download tree, I can run sudo app install the name, which means I can run sudo app install tree. Then I download it. Then 2025, that's my password. Unable to locate a package, then they can tell me another option. Let me see. There's a way to install it. So I don't know why it denies, but it's supposed to work. Sudo app install tree, then sudo, there's another one, sudo snap. Let me see. Okay, this one does not communicate with the server. So sudo apt to go, but why is it not going? Okay, just give me a moment. Let me see why is it that the package is not there for. Okay, let's see why it's not there. Building dependencies. Okay. So sometimes it requires me to update my system first. Sudo apt update system package. Maybe my system is out of date. It's obsolete. So I need to update it first.
Okay, I came where you people already gone, sir. What's the meaning of sudo?
Sudo is a command used to assume administrative privilege. Because in this system, we have the super admin who is the root user. But Prof. Jack as a user is not the super admin. But I am assuming the right to install something. So they give me that command to assume the right, because if I run it if I just run app update, it's not going to work because I am not the admin. So for me to assume the right of an admin to be able to install something, I will use sudo. So I can clear my screen now. Then I decide to do what? I'll now run, I'll try to
Sudo
install.
install,
So I can do sudo apt.
install,
I can do sudo apt install. Then I do tree. And I do -y. So I was able to install the tree. Now, if I run tree command, that's the beauty of it. So you now see how it gives me in a very clear structure all the things that I have. So you see that under my normal home directory, I have Facebook. And in Facebook has Nova. Then on my normal home directory, again, I have logo as a directory. And in the logo, there is October 25th. Then I have another October 31st. And in the October 25th, I have France and DevOps. So it shows me all the directories. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then it shows me 2 files. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 6 is this one. Then 2 files. So, but if I run ls like this, you only show me that Facebook logo this. And then it doesn't show me that in Facebook I have Nova. It doesn't show me that in logo I have October this. It does not show me that in France, in October 31st, I have France and DevOps. So when you are building a particular project, like you are working on a project, you create a project directory. You can use the tree command to see the project or the directory or the project structure. You get it, Jim?
Perfectly, sir. Perfectly.
Especially when you want to do like, you want to see a project structure, maybe when you are dealing with HTML, CSS, and all, like, you want to see the project structure exactly as it is, and you look at the folders where you have your images. This is the best way to look at it. So this command, so the app installs tree, is not going to work. So we are going to update the system first. So I think I'm going to edit this, then correct all those small loopholes before I send it. Good. So let's scroll down. So sudo allows you to assume the right of an administrator or the root user. So we need to learn how to switch user now. How do we switch users? If I clear my screen, you discover that the current user here is Prof. Jack. But if we look at ls/home, this command is to look at the users in the system. I also have a user called Kenny. Now, how do I leave from Prof. Jack to Kenny? I need to do su, switch user. But do I just do switch user Kenny? They say password 2025. I hit enter. Good. Do you see that it has changed to Kenny? So I'm currently logged in as Kenny by using the command su. But do you know that Kenny I was able to use this because without using sudo, because I am the first user created in the system after the root user. So automatically I am in the sudoers file, which means that I am part of, I have a right to run sudo, and there are things I cannot even run sudo, but I'll still do it as an administrator. But let's see if Kenny can switch to myself.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yes, I just want to ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, the SU, which stands for switch user.
Yes.
Let's say if you wanted to say rather safe user, what were you supposed to put?
If you want to save user,
Yes.
as in to save a user, like normally to save a user, the word save.
Yeah, I'm just saying whatsoever because you're doing commands that
Yeah.
you are putting. So
Okay.
words, we have multiple words. For instance,
Exactly.
you have abbreviated save the switch user as SU. So if at all you have to abbreviate like maybe save user, what will you do? Or if what because if you have already abbreviated something, maybe you don't have to use that same command again. Or I don't
Yes.
really understand. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, understand already. So to save a user, you will no more use but the word save or the abbreviated. There's another way that you're going to use to save a user.
Okay.
Yes. So let's go to back in project. Let's say we want to create a user in Linux. We have already seen that. We normally have to do sudo add user. So there are two ways to create a user in Linux. Either sudo add user, or so we have two ways to create a user. Either add user or user add. But these two, they have a certain difference. Add user will create a user plus its home directory. That means if I run, who am I? It shows project, then pwd, it shows the home of project. So when I try to create a user with add user command, it creates a user account with its home directory, as in the home of project. But now if I use the command user at, you will create the same user but without a home directory. But the user will be existing but without a home directory. Now let's take an example. I want to create a user called Bola. So if I hit enter, first they tell me user add permission denied. User add cannot lock a zeta password. Try again later. Now let's look at sudo user add then Bola. Hit enter. You see, I was able to create the user add. I was able to create the user called Bola, right? But now, what is the command to check users in the system? We just use it now, this one. ls/home. Oh, sorry, /home. But do you see Bola? The answer is no. But it doesn't mean Bola does not exist. Bola exists. Okay. Now, to see Bola, we must use another way, another command to be able to see, because Bola does not have a home directory, but Bola exists in the system, which means that we can switch user to Bola 2025. Let's see. Do you see? Can switch user 2025. Let's see. Do you see that Bola exists, but Bola does not have a home directory? So we cannot necessarily enter and get access to Bola as in having the home, the floor for Bola to work, because Bola does not have a home directory. But let's look at something. let's run this command. Sudo okay, let me clear my screen. Sudo etc no /etc password. Okay. No, I'm missing something. Not supposed to be all full. Hold on a moment. Let's see. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. /etc cats. Yeah, I was missing something. Cats. So when I hit this command, we come now, we see Bola exists because I'm entering in the system itself to look at all the users. Bola exists with a user ID, a group ID, and then we have bin sh, which means that we can literally log into Bola normally. Yes, as we have this one also. And we have other users, Kenny, Prof. All of these are system users. But there are system users that we cannot log in, like no login. So Bola exists, but you can see Bola only here. If you type ls/home, you will not see Bola here. But now if I create, let's say I do sudo add user in this format, then I do maybe Adewumi, or let's do Alvin. Then I hit enter. It's going to create Alvin. So it's creating Alvin as a user, creating the user ID and user group for Alvin, which is 1000 to this. Then adding the new group called Alvin, and the group ID is going to be this. Then adding a new user Alvin with the user ID is going to be this. And then creating a home directory. You see, creating a home directory, which is the home of Alvin. And then copying files from SQL, which is a secure configuration this in, and then so if it requires me to put a password, then I repeat the password. This is how I create now the user. When I clear my screen, so if I run /home, I'm going to see Alvin. So this is how to create a user. So we have two ways. This gives you the possibility, but this is the best way. That's why you see I didn't even bother to put the other one. Sudo add user. It gives the possibility to give the name of the user, then gives the opportunity to set a password for the user, and creates the user account with a home screen. Any question here, or is it clear so that we can continue?
Well, sir.
Yes.
Okay, sir. I want to know why which name? The first in French, please. Je voudrais savoir pourquoi le premier n'était pas dans le même dossier que les autres. Pourquoi ça s'affichait séparément des autres utilisateurs?
Ok. Bon. Il y a deux commandes que nous devons utiliser, le add user et le user add. Le add user permet de créer cet utilisateur avec sa part de
De spécificité.
De profil.
de profil, et d'accès général. Oui, donc
D'accord.
il y a des façons où nous pouvons créer des utilisateurs qui vont venir avec l'accès général et nous avons une façon de créer des utilisateurs dans le système qui ne vont pas venir avec l'accès général.
Mhm.
Oui, donc c'est deux commandes différentes. C'est la raison pour laquelle vous voyez que Bola ne pouvait pas être au même endroit avec d'autres. Parce qu'on a utilisé la création sans accès général.
OK.
Maybe que
Mhm.
chacun user peut avoir sa part de l'interface.
Oui, oui.
OK.
So, yeah, so he was asking that why is it that the first command created Bola and Bola was found in a different environment unlike these other ones? So I'm telling him that the two commands are meant for different purpose. You create a user using the add user command. It comes with its profile and it gives its own general access, just like all the other users. And then the other command is used to create a user without a general access. And they have their personal reasons for doing that. Yes, Bola, were you about to say something?
No, I said well understood.
Okay, okay. So the next command that we have is a very, very interesting command called the VI. I don't know why it appeared here without me seeing. Okay, VI. Okay, I can see it. Now, to access a file, we run the command VI, Visual Interface. VI, but we have many other commands. I think we have nano and any other, there's another command that you can actually access a file. But VI is,
VIM to
yeah,
edit.
Vim, yes, Vim. That's it. The Vim command can also do the same thing. So assuming if we run ls, we create a file called, let's touch a file called, okay. Let's touch a file called DevOps class. So if you run ls, we're going to see DevOps class, right? Now, how do we access DevOps class? Because normally we already know that to access a folder, we run cd change directory, then the name of the folder, then we hit enter. We are going to access the folder. And in the folder, we can run ls to see what is under. But now, assuming we don't want to access by the folder, but now at this point, we want to access by a file, which is DevOps. So we need to do by VI or Vim or Nano is going to do it, but the best one is for me is this one, VI DevOps class. Then we hit enter. But now immediately you hit enter, pay attention, everybody. Immediately you hit enter, it is going to take you to a mode called command mode. So I hit enter. It opens the empty file. But you see below DevOps class, yes. But now I cannot write anything in this file. When I try to type is give me the sound. You see, all right now. All right, okay, I'm seeing something. Escape. If I hit A, all right, so there are specific keys that will enable you to turn from command mode to insert mode. Command mode means you can only run commands to execute and you cannot type things in the file. But insert mode means you can literally write or add things in this file. Now, there are specific keys. If you hit on the A key is going to turn from command mode to insert mode, which means that I can now type inside. But now, if I am on the command mode, then maybe I type, I'm trying to do Z and so I want to type anything, they are not, you see the way the sound is rejecting. But if I hit A, it's going to move from command to insert. If I hit S, it's going to move from command to insert. And if I hit I, I'm going to move from command to insert. So either you hit S or A or I is going to move from command to insert. But now when you are on command mode and you have typed all the things you have been able to type, how then do you go back to command mode? You look at the escape key. Hearing le bouton qui est au côté
Échappe,
gauche. Oui,
échappe.
échappe. Voilà, that's. You click on the escape key and you look below. So when you click on escape key, you look below to make sure that it has moved from insert to command. Because when you have typed this stuff, you need to save it. Because you cannot just leave this file anyhow. You must move from insert to command and run a particular command to be able to exit this place. Now, this is what we have saved in the file. This is what we have written in the file and we want to save. We were on in insert mode. Then we click on a sharp or the escape key. We go to command mode. How then do we now save this? We now save this by holding our shift key. We click on colon. Then you look below where insert was. You see the colon sign. Then you click on W cure. Then you hold your shift key and click on exclamation sign. So this is the command. Colon W cure exclamation. Then I hit on enter. It will now save what we have written inside that file. But now, how do you know that after exiting, how do you know that you have saved? You can run the cat command. So the cat command is a very, very good command that will enable you to see what is inside that file, but you will not access the file. You just see it. It's just like when you come in somebody's house, you can spy through the window and see what is inside the house, but you did not enter the house. Okay. So this is the command to do that. So now, how do I do it? I click on DevOps. So I click enter. So it shows me all what I've written in the file, but I did not enter the file. Because if I have to enter the file, I need to use the VI. Like as I enter, then I click on I or S or A for insert mode. Then I can go down. Now in this file, to move from one place to another, you don't necessarily need to use your mouse. If not, it's not going to work. As in, if I have to come down and go back up, I don't need to use my mouse. I need to use my arrow up and down arrow key, then my side arrow key. That's the only way that I can move around. Now I can come here, put my name Jack. Then I say okay. So I've added my name Jack there. Before Jack was not there, but I've added Jack now. Then I go to escape, a sharp. Then I say, oh, I'm not supposed to save this thing. So I have two ways. It's either I go to insert mode and delete this, or I just do colon cure exclamation. So I will not put the W. W is to write and quit, but without the W is to quit without saving. So I hit enter. So if I use cat command, you will see that the jack is not there still, because even though I wrote jack, but it's not there because I did not save before quitting. Is there any question on this area?
Yes, I do not understand what you were talking about, all the column W. I do not understand. I don't understand that part.
Okay.
You're saying something, but you were not typing, so I never know what you were doing.
Okay. Now, to access a file, you use VI command. I've just accessed a file. Now, this file is in command mode, which means I cannot type things inside the file. I cannot type inside the file. But if I want to type, I can click on S. Then I'm using my arrow to go down. You see this place. You see insert. Are you
Yes.
seeing insert?
Yeah.
Yeah, insert means I can type in this file. Now, when I come down, I can type my name. I am a DevOps engineer. Okay. Let me just put engineer. I'm a DevOps engineer. So I click on escape key. Escape key, you know the escape key, of course. So
Yes.
I click on escape. Now I'm presently in command mode. Now for me to save this statement, I click on shift, I hold shift, click on colon. So below where you saw insert before, you see colon there.
Colon.
So after the colon, I type W cure. W is write and cure is
Okay.
quit. Then I hold shift again, I put exclamation sign. So when I'm done with the writing, then I hit enter. Only this will enable me to save what I've written in that file before I quit the file. So if I use the cat command, cat the name of the file, enables me to see the content of the file without necessarily accessing the file. So I took an example like if you are, the cat command is just like you come to somebody's house, you spy through the window, but you don't have access, you don't enter the house, but you see what is inside the house. So this is the command, cat command, enables you to see the content of the file without accessing the file. But if I did not want to save this, that place that I put colon W cure, then exclamation, I will just remove the W, then leave this one, colon cure exclamation. It will enable me to quit the file without saving what I wrote inside. Okay, hope it's understood now.
C'est
Mhm.
au niveau des colonnes là, quand nous sommes à l'intérieur,
Oui,
c'est
oui.
après avoir appuyé. En fait,
Échappe.
pour pouvoir saisir, c'est d'abord. Bon, est-ce que vous pouvez d'abord appuyer VI, mettre VI, la commande VI ici?
Étant dans le fichier.
Oui, du moins, entrons dans le fichier d'abord.
Ok.
Je veux.
VI DevOps class, c'est pour entrer dans le fichier.
OK.
Nous
Bon,
sommes dans le
maintenant,
fichier.
ici, une fois que nous sommes dans le fichier,
Mhm.
euh, vous avez dit qu'on utilise la touche S pour commencer à saisir,
Oui,
pour que insert
oui, oui,
s'active.
la touche S, oui.
Oui. Et maintenant, une fois qu'on a que insert est déjà là, qu'on peut déjà saisir, quand on veut
Oui, oui,
sortir, on appuie
oui. Tu
d'abord
tapes
échappe
échappe. Oui, oui,
avant maintenant d'appuyer soit Q, point d'exclamation pour quitter sans enregistrer.
oui,
Mais
oui.
si on veut enregistrer et quitter,
Mhm.
on saisit QW, point d'exclamation.
Oui,
WQ, point d'exclamation.
oui, oui.
D'accord. C'est ce que
Mhm.
je voulais savoir.
Yes, so that's it. So while in the file, after when you access the file using the command VI, then the name of the file, you enter the file. Now, automatically while in the file, you are going to be in command mode. But now to start typing in the file, you either click on the S key or the A key or the I key to move from command to insert. You now type. When you are done, you need to move back from insert to command by hitting on the escape key. When you hit on the escape key, you now decide either you want to quit without saving the content, what you have written in the file, or you want to save the content before you quit. If you want to save the content before you quit, after you hit on escape key, you do colon W cure exclamation sign. It will save the content. But if you don't want to save the content, after you hit on escape key, you need to do colon cure colon cure exclamation, and it's going to quit the file without saving. The only thing you need to do when after our class is you take time tomorrow before the class, use 1 hour of your time, and then you go through this video and the note, you practice it yourself. That is the best way to master these things. So we scroll down the cat command, we have done that already. All of these, we have done that. So the only thing we have not done is copy. CP. But now you see R is important. Name of the file or directory to the new location. Now, how do we do this? Let's look at it. ls, we have DevOps class above here. Now, DevOps class is a file and it is not found here. But we want to duplicate this file, like we make a copy of the file. Faire une copie. We want to photocopy this file or clone the file. But we don't want to just clone it to be in the same environment. We want to clone it and send it inside October. So if we cd into October and we ls, we're not going to see DevOps class, even though there's DevOps, but there's no DevOps class. So in a way, we can even delete the DevOps inside here. So inside, we don't have anything apart from France. So we cd tilt, we cd ls, I mean. So we can run cp -r is to what? To make sure that we remove everything, even if the file contains the file has things inside. We remove them and send to where? To October. So we hit enter. So okay, I understand there's something that we need to do. Yeah, we have to do what? So we have cp-r, the file name or directory name to the new location. Yes. So they say missing destination file operanda. It is okay. File, so we do cp help. So let's do cp. Okay, I see why it didn't go. I did not put the file itself. What file are I supposed to send DevOps? Then to where? October this. That's supposed to be. So copy everything into what? Into this. So you're copying it. If I hit enter. So if I run ls, I'm still going to see the file here. But if I do cd October, then I run ls, I'm still going to see the file there. So this is a way to copy a file and send in another environment. Clear my screen. So the next command is the head command, the tail command. So the head command has to be only with files. For example, we want to vi in that file that we were before, vi into the class, vi into DevOps class. We click I for insert mode. Let's say, for example, in this file, we have let me copy a contents. Also in the file. Let's see. News. I just want something that we can copy. Actu Cameroon. I just want to see something where we can copy a file. Let's look at this one. Good. Now let's just copy all these writings. Now, I want to paste this in here. Good. So let's say, for example, you have a line of code that has maybe 2,000 lines of code in a file. And they send you here that, Breeze, come and look for line 30. How will you start to look for line 30 here? we will start to count or line 150 or line 2001.
It's so much.
Count. No, we cannot do that now. What you need to do in this file, you need to just click on escape. You click on colon, you see colon here, then SENU. This one will number. Now it becomes easier for you to look for line 30.
Okay.
So SENU is
Come again, sir. Colon SENU. Okay.
yes, that's the command. Then now it enables you to now easily look for
Please,
line
What does
30.
that
sir.
say? What does that say? SENU. What does it say?
I really don't know the meaning. You guys check or what check ChatGPT. But I know that the NU means number.
Okay.
Yes, as in
Okay.
to number, yes, to number the lines.
Okay.
S is not C number.
C
Section.
number, that's it. C number, yes.
Okay, maybe C number. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
C number. Yes.
Please, sir, I want to know, you call number is colon, please. Colon is what? When you say you press colon.
Yeah, colon is les deux points, les
Colon,
deux
c'est le
points
deux
qui.
points.
Ah, ok, ok.
Il y a semi-colon qui est point virgule.
D'accord. D'accord.
Yes, colon is
Donc,
this
on
one.
appuie d'abord les deux points avant de poursuivre. Ok, merci. Son compte l'a encore éjecté.
Okay. So let's have this here. Now that we have added all this content and we can see the numbers, but now we want to use this head and tail command to literally understand few things. So we can now decide to save and quit. Now, if we type cat command, we'll see all of these things full. But now we can decide to say, okay, we just want to see maybe the first 3 lines of our file, or the first 3 lines of the things that is found in our file. So we can do head, we do -3, then we put the name of the file. So it just showed you that just the first few. Yeah, so we can do then it gives you the first, according to just the, yes, an estimate of the first things in the file. Now, if we do tail, it shows all the last things in the file. So that's how basically it is. So they can say, okay, please check the first 10 paragraphs in the file. You do head 10, the name of the file. If they say check the last 10 paragraphs, the last 5 paragraphs of the file, you do tail 10, the name of the file. Then it's going to show you the option rather than entering the file and scrolling down to go and right up to the end. I hope that one is clear. Yeah, so let's look at another file before we end our class for today. So we have dates, right? Dates. We can also check dates here, just like we check date on our laptop Windows system. We can check date too. Maybe if I type the date, it does not come out, it means I need to install it. Date. So the date of today, okay, this one is showing. So that's a date, you see. So you can literally be working here and you also check the dates. Okay, these are just simple, small things. So you can even check calendar. Okay, you can type calendar, cal, maybe cal for 2025. Okay, cal, it needs me to install sudo apt install cal. Sudo apt install ncal, I beg your pardon. Ncal 2025. Yeah,
Please,
so if I check, yes, go on.
why do you use ncar?
So ncal is the option they gave me that
Okay.
I should install by typing the command sudo apt install ncal. I'm not the one that choose it.
Okay.
So if I do calendar 2025, it's going to list me the calendar of 2025 from January to March. So if I do cal maybe 2025, or let's see, is it cal Jan 2025? It will give me the one for January only. So if I do cal Jan, let me do cal March 1982, when Pobia went in powers. So this was the date, March 20th, that our president went to power, 1982. I'm not a politician, though. I'm just saying.
Please try to project it like 20 30, let's see.
Okay, let's see. Cal 2030. It gives you.
Wow. Wow.
So these are just small things that you can actually check. Those are sweet commands. And we are good to go. But I think I have a handful of commands. Let me just check now. That a list of commands that we can work with. Let's give me a moment. We're already closing. I think I can even stop the recording.